Check it out. It's the Atoto A6 Android head unit. It's Android 6.0. It looks awesome. It's completely slick. No actual physical buttons. But let's be honest. The question always is it worth it and what comes with it? We're going to go ahead and review this all in this video starting right now.
Double-digit thousands.
First look at this thing and I already really like it. It is just very clean looking. It looks like it has a lot more screen than a lot of the other Android head units. I think that's because of the lack of physical buttons. As you can see, the only buttons are right there on the left hand side right here, and these are not physical buttons. They're actually just touch screen. So you just touch them and the volume goes up or down, power off, whatever. And that is actually pretty sweet. It's more new school than old school, and I like that. Let's be honest, most of us are used to that by now. Now it does have a wiring diagram right here on top, and that's kind of cool for those of you who may not know how to wire it, but let's be honest, it's pretty easy to wire. Now if we flip over the back of the unit, we're going to see where the wiring harness plugs in, the 10 amp fuse, where the GPS plugs in, and of course the Wi-Fi antenna as well. Now after we plug that up, we're going to see that there's a subwoofer output, some audio outputs for an external amplifier, and of course two audio inputs for things like DVD player and backup camera, and of course an antenna for your radio. Now if we zoom in, we'll see right on the left hand side you're going to see where you plug in an external microphone and where you're going to plug in an IR sensor if you have one, and over here on the right hand side you're going to see where you plug in two USB cables that come with the unit. It does come with pretty much all the accessories you need with it. In fact, it even comes with an external microphone, and let's be honest, you really need one of those. The internal microphones on most of these just are not very good, so that's pretty cool that it comes with that. It also comes with the wiring harness. Now, one thing I did notice about this wiring harness is it did not have all the standard colors. Some of the colors were different, so be careful of that. It does come with two USB cables. One has two USB heads on it, which is pretty neat. But the coolest feature is the other one, and the other one is actually a fast charger. So you can fast charge your phone in your car, which is pretty darn nice to have. Now you also get a GPS antenna. Of course, you're going to need that. Here's the Wi-Fi antenna, which is pretty neat because it does come with an adhesive on the back and you can stick it anywhere. And it does come with a long enough cable so that you can get it somewhere where you might be able to get better signal than you would typically just behind the dash. That's everything you get with it, so let's hook it up and see what we think of it. So first thing you're going to notice is I plugged up my phone to charge it in the fast charging port, and it actually shows my phone battery level right there in the top right hand corner, which is pretty cool. Now this does have Google Maps on it, and Google Maps you can download offline areas if you want to, which is pretty nice. This unit also features Easy Connection, which is a great way to screen mirror anything that's on your phone directly onto your head unit. You just need to use either a USB cable or Wi-Fi to do that. As you can see, it's pretty easy to navigate. Just swipe left to right or pull up your apps. As you can see, voice search actually does work, which allows you to call people, or you can even use it inside Google Maps to navigate to an address. The radio does have 9 preset EQ settings that you can choose from, which is very easy to navigate on that bottom bar. It's also nice to say that that bottom bar never moves, so you can always get out of apps easily if you need to. Now, if you want to make some fine-tune adjustments, just scroll down to the sound settings, and you have a bunch of different settings like loudness on and off. You can even fine-tune each one of the EQs or customize your own. There's also some subwoofer settings, and those ones allow you to turn your subwoofer on and off, change the frequency cutoff between 3 different preset frequencies, and even allow you to manually adjust the volume at which the sound subwoofer plays. Although you can also leave it on automatic and it'll choose what it thinks is the best for you. You can also fade the radio to the left, the right, the front, or the back, or to one individual person in the vehicle if you'd like. As you can see, that this unit is actually full of a lot of features, but as with any unit, there are some cons to it. So let's talk about the cons. First, it's Android 6.0 and not the newest Android 7. Now, I've used both Android 6 and Android 7 units. I don't notice a huge difference between them, but it's nice for you to know that it is Android 6 and not Android 7. There are times in which this head unit can become laggy. You can use the speed up feature if you want to, but there are times in which it may take a second to register some of the things that you press. There's also no physical CD player on it. that means that if you want to listen to CDs, you're going to have to purchase something separately, like a CD changer or, say, a DVD player that can also play CDs. Last but not least is more of a personal preference. It has no rotary knob. And because it has no rotary knob, it can be hard to control the volume while driving. Having said that, there are a couple ways you can circumvent that. The first is this unit does have steering wheel control volume on it, so if your vehicle already has steering wheel controls on it, you can actually hook it up to this. My vehicle didn't have steering wheel controls, so I couldn't hook that up. But for those like me, you can actually purchase a separate unit that Atoto sells that does allow you to control the volume from your steering wheel. And for some people, especially people that live in heavy traffic areas, that might be something to consider. So the last question is, would I buy it? Yes, I would. In fact, it's actually the radio that I use right now in my vehicle currently, and honestly, it's been one of the best Android head units that I've ever reviewed. And so I think for the price that they're asking for it, it's very reasonably priced. And so if you're in the market for one, I think it's definitely one that's worth getting. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, like the video, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Counting double-digit thousands.